meeting to order on January 16th, 2025 at 6 p.m. Whatever time it is that we get started. I'm kind of overwhelmed this being my first meeting. Many people here. Hope you all bear with me. This is new for me. This big crowd fest. But if you'll bear with me, we'll get through this. And I'd like to ask Mr. David Dyer, our fire chief, to do the invocation.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we want to thank you for this day. Thank you for the many blessings that you give us each and every day. Thank you for the community that we live in and the beautiful mountains that are here. Lord, we ask that you be with us tonight. Give us wisdom, give us strength to do your will, and lead us in the way that you want us to go. Lord, as always, please protect everybody and keep them safe. And forgive us for all the time that we failed you. In Jesus Christ's holy name, I pray. Amen.
This time I'd like Mr. Bill Walker to do the pledge of allegiance.
Veterans render hand salute.
Yes, sir.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I hereby approve the minutes from the December 19th, 2024 county meeting. As you all know, this meeting was conducted by the previous commissioner. Several items on this agenda and contained within the minutes did not meet the minimum legal requirements for acceptance by Union County. A footnote is contained within these minutes pertaining to these items on tonight's agenda. I will take the appropriate action on the accountable items. Number 1, presentation. Sid Turner from the Sons of American Revolution is with us again for this month. He will be presenting awards to firefighters and sheriff deputies that were unable to attend the December 19th, 2024 county meeting. Mr. Turner, can you please come up?
Thank you. I'm Sid Turner with the Sons of the American Revolution, and it's an honor to be in a position where we can honor good people and their good works in the community. And in just a minute, I'm going to introduce Jared Ogden. He's the current president of our chapter, and I'm going to let him talk to you just a second, and I'll get it back.
It's a pleasure to be here. I always enjoy honoring acts of patriotism and acts of heroism. The SAR is an historic, educational, and patriotic organization. We're nonprofit, we're nonpartisan, and we focus on educating the youth and letting folks know about patriotic acts, which is one of the things we're doing tonight. In order to be a member of the SAR, you have to be able to trace your ancestry back to someone that served in the American Revolution. Generally, that is your 6 generations back. And I bet up here in the mountains, we've got two Revolutionary War veterans that are buried here in Union County, and they had 16, 17 kids apiece. So I guarantee you, I just about guarantee you, that if you join our organization, we will help you trace back to your great, 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 great granddaddy and find out who he is and who all your relatives are, and you can join with us, and we welcome you. Thank you.
First, I'd like to call up Lieutenant Ernie Pruitt and Lieutenant Doug Pruitt. On September the 25th, 2024, there was a big propane gas cloud that was forming over Sutchess. And it was in a big area, and it was getting really, really dangerous. And it was noticed by Lieutenant Ernie Pruitt. And he's the career firefighter there that commands 25 volunteers. So he took control, and he's in and out of this dangerous cloud, trying to set it off, get people to evacuate and establish a perimeter, and then even figure out a proper form of action to do something to remedy it. He got together with his son, Lieutenant Doug Pruitt, and they decided Doug was going to go in right to ground zero where the leak actually occurred. And Doug got in there, and the gas, when it's coming out, is almost like zero temperature, instance freeze, and he was getting freezing on his uniform, his turnout gear, and it was hard for him to move. It was clouding up, he was blinded, and he still kept working at it, trying to get to the leak. It was coming from under a propane truck, and he worked on it all he could, and then he figured he needed to get under there one more time. He did, and this was extreme danger to himself. And he finally got where the automatic shutoff valve would function like it was supposed to, and it was before the leak was completely out of all the gas that leaked out of the truck. And for their heroic efforts, we want to give Lieutenant Ernie Pruitt and Lieutenant Doug Pruitt a medal for heroism from the Sons of the American Revolution. Want to get in here real quick, Chief?
Oh,
I'm good right now.
all right, okay.
I'm on the prayer, but I'm good.
One, two, three.
Do you have anything you'd like to say?
No, I have to do.
Okay, thank you.
Now I'd like to call up Sergeant Brandon Hodgson and Sergeant Alan Patton from the Sheriff's Office. On September the 3rd, 2024, they ended up in an area where they responded, found a situation where a man was committing suicide. He had already stabbed himself in the wrist and in the neck. He was wielding a knife, and they had to get in there and do emergency stuff, and they had to do it quick. They had to think on their feet. And when you're going with a man that's got the knife, you got to make sure also he's not using it on you. But they were able to subdue him and keep him, restrain him from doing any more injury to himself, and also perform first aid. And they saved this man's life. And for that, I'd like to give these two, Sergeant Hodgson and Sergeant Patton, a medal for life saving. Get in here, Sheriff.
I'm gonna get in a little closer. I'm fat, I can be on the
One, two, three.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Number 2 is adopted. I hereby adopt this local emergency operation plan to provide a comprehensive framework for countywide emergency management during the event of a period of major emergency. Fire Chief David Dyer can tell you all a little bit more about this plan.
Thanks, sir. The local emergency operation plan is the base plan for any kind of disaster that was to happen in Union County. Every county has one. We just update it every year. And with the new commissioner, we updated it with him. And so it's, like I said, the base plan for any kind of disaster that we have that goes along with all the other plans. We have to have that approved.
Number 3 is an affidavit. I hereby approve this affidavit of appointment of Elizabeth Stevens to the Union County Board of Elections for the term of January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2028. This is the one appointment to this board that is made by the governing body. Number 4 is agreement. I hereby accept this agreement between Union County and the Blairsville Union County Chamber of Commerce for the distribution of 40% of the funds received from the hotel motel excuse tax. This agreement is effective from January 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2025. This agreement was accepted at the December 19th, 2025 meeting. County meeting commuting 70% of the funds received from the hotel motel excuse tax to the Chamber of Commerce. I committed to lowering this amount during my administration, and this agreement fulfills that. Number 5, agreement. I hereby accept this agreement amendment between Correct Health Union, LLC, and Union County for inmate health service at the Union County Jail. This is a renewal of a 12-month contract effective January 1st, 2025 for a contract total of $192,431.60. This is only a 2% increase from the 2024 agreement, which is an acceptable increase to provide the required medical treatment for inmates. Number 6, business license. Everyone has been provided a copy of the list of business licenses issued in Union County from December 16, 2024 to January 15, 2025 for the purpose of operating a short-term rental in Union County. I hereby approve all business licenses contained on the list provided, and this will be made a part of the meeting. Number 7 is a grant. I hereby accept the Accountability Court Grant K25-8-014 for local law enforcement in the amount of $5,135. The grant period is from January 1st, 2025 to June 30th, 2025. Number 8, lease agreement. I hereby accept this lease agreement between Union County Hospital Authority and Union County, a political subdivision of the state of Georgia, for the 2 acres of real property and the facility as shown in Deed Book 189, page 584, with the address of 683 Ledford Road, Blairsville, Georgia 30512. The cost of this lease is $1 per year with an effective date of January 1st, 2025. The facility is being utilized as a child care facility operated by Union County Hospital Authority. The facility is necessary for the citizens of Union County and is operated by the hospital at no cost to the county. Number 9, lease agreement. I hereby accept this lease agreement between MedLink Georgia Incorporated and Union County for the use of commercial building and premises located at 56 Firewater Lane, Suttons, Georgia, in the amount of $100 per month. The duration of this lease is from January 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2025. This is a critical facility to the citizens of Suttons. At this time, there's an ordinance. I'd ask Mr. Mercer, could he come up and read this?
Hey everybody, I am William Mercer. I am the Assistant County Attorney for Union County. We are doing a few changes to the Construction Board of Adjustments and Appeals Ordinance. That is basically if the building department says you can't do something, you can appeal it to this. It will cover several other sections like 44, 46, 62, and 78. That would be some apartment complexes, cell phone towers, things of that nature, things that the building department has to deal with. The changes we have made, if you picked up the packet, are going to be in red, okay? And if we took something out, it will have a line through it. So what we're changing is, or we're adding to, I'm not going to read the whole ordinance unless y'all want to be here for a while. I see a couple of heads saying no, so all right, I'm just going to read the change. We're going to have all variance requests shall be filed in the Union County Commissioner's Office. After filing of the variance request, the Commissioner's Office will determine if a public hearing is needed prior to sending the variance request to the Construction Board of Adjustments and Appeals within 10 business days. Also changed under rules and regulations, the board shall meet within 15 calendar days after the notice of appeals has been received, unless the nature of such variance requested should be explored in a public hearing where the citizens of Union County have a right to be heard and express their opinions before the Construction Board of Adjustment and Appeals hears the appeal. The public hearing, if needed, shall be set in a reasonable time complying with the Open Meeting Acts of Georgia. And also changed is under the final decisions section. We are taking out, I'm adding to, every decision of the construction board will be in writing, and that decision will work as a recommendation for the Commissioner of Union County. The Commissioner of Union County will approve or disapprove the recommendation of the variance of the ordinance. That final decision will be made within 15 business days of the recommendation being presented to the Commissioner of Union County, and the final decision will be filed in the office of the building official and be open to public inspections. At the very last sentence, it says every decision of the board shall be final. It's every decision, board is changed to commission, okay? This would be considered the first reading. How an ordinance change works for anybody who doesn't know is we would read it on the record, and after this, we're going to have a public hearing. That'll be notified in the paper, and everybody come, share your opinions, look it over. If you have any suggested changes, that's the time to make them. You can also contact the Commissioner's Office through phone or email with any suggested changes or languages about the suggestions or about what our initial draft is. After the public hearing, we would have a second reading, and after the second reading, that would be the final adoption of the ordinance. I'm going to go ahead and take questions on this if anybody has them, instead of doing it at the end at the question and answer session. So does anybody have any specific questions about the procedure on this as far as what's going to go forward or the changes we're making initially?
Sounds like the bottom line is that the board don't make decisions no more. They just make recommendations and the commissioner makes the decision. That's it in the sentence, right?
The board will be making a recommendation to the commissioner, yes.
They used to make decisions, now they make recommendations.
Correct.
Got it.
Any other questions? All right.
Number 11 is a resolution. I hereby adopt Resolution R-2024-01, reappointing Dr. Elizabeth Wild to the Union County Board of Health for a term of 6 years, set to begin on January 1st, 2025, and expire on December 31st, 2030. Number 12 is resolution R-2025-02. I hereby adopt resolution R-2025-02, reappointing William Stone to the Union County Board of Health for a term of 6 years, set to begin on January 1st, 2025, and expire on December 31st, 2030. Number 13, resolution R-2025-03. I hereby adopt resolution R-2025-03 to adopt an emergency moratorium on all applications for vacancies under Chapter 18, Article 4, Division 2, Section 18-105 for a period of 120 days. The moratorium goes into effect tonight, January 16, 2025 at 8 p.m. Number 14 is resolution R-2025-04. I hereby adopt resolution R-2025-04, removing Courtney Walker from the Union County Development Authority Board of Directors effective today, January 16th, 2025, and appointing Wesley Hopgood to said board. Mr. Hopgood's appointment will be from January 16th, 2025 to December 30th, 2028. County operations update. I would like our county manager, Mr. Tony Hughes, here to give us a county update.
I'd like to start out by thanking each and every one for coming tonight. Got a few things I want to touch bases with and kind of hit some high points with what's taken place since I come on board last Tuesday. As our snowstorm took place after about 2 days that I'd come to work, of course I got out and hit the road looking for the snow, found it on top of Blood Mountain, and took a few photos, come back down, hit social media with it, and just feel like that's part of my job. Don't know how everybody else looks at it, and that's fine. Everybody looks at things different. But my personal opinion and the way I feel, and I'll continue feeling this way, is I don't feel like it's the commissioner's job to get out and do that. I know past administration did different, but that's okay. I have no problems with that. Mr. Collins, I feel like, has got more important things to do. They hired me as a county manager. I've got different departments that I work under, and I'm a hands-on person. So anybody that's working under me, I want to know what's going on. The road department done an extremely great job. Super proud of them. So I want to see what my guys are doing for me. Again, they've done an excellent job. Super proud. On our salt situation, we ran into salt in the roads. Ran a little bit low on salt. We're getting down to the very few ton, and we were getting nervous about it. None of our sand left Union County. Okay, we did sell to some individuals that working in subdivision that went in and worked for individuals, helping them out as much as they could. We did sell to them and use, but none of our salt left from our facility here in our road department. Now, that being said, the state actually funds Suches with salt, and it comes out of Hall County. So the state furnishing Suches with salt, they're allowed to, if they need it on that side of the mountain, they're allowed to come to Suches and get it and go back. So as far as the salt, that's where our salt went. We got another front coming in. We had a little troubles finding some salt to restock, and the ladies working, calling, made several calls, and we've got 200 that's supposed to be supplied back, 250 tons of salt by tomorrow afternoon. Another thing with the salt, I know several of the road department guys are here. They can touch bases here in a little bit, fill you in a little more than I can. But on your gravel roads where they're out working, they're not allowed to put salt on a gravel road. If they do, it melts and it goes down there, the gravel, it ruins the road. I mean, then you've got to rework the gravel roads. If they don't, the only thing you put on a gravel road is, I think it's 89. It's a small gravel. Same thing with tar gravel road. You can't put salt on it as well. It will, it ruins the tar and gravel. So it's kind of limited at how they treat each street, when they get to. A lot of county miles that they have to get to work. It's tough to get everything in the kind of storm that we had. We've not had a nice storm like this since 2010 or 11, I think it was. So, and another thing that we've ran into that I was unaware of was that, they are recycling glass over at the transfer station. They've got two different types. They got a real ground up fine sandy type. They can mix with asphalt. They have a colored glass that's a little bigger sizes. And from other states are using it. They actually use that in place of 89s at times, put it in. And I was unaware of being just early into the end of the project, they actually passed administration that allowed them to actually mix a little with the salt. But after coming in and looking at it, we sell that glass, the colored glass, the bigger pieces, for landscaping, flower beds type stuff. And I talked to folks that's been involved with it. They walk in it. It doesn't cut you, doesn't stick in your feet or whatever. If you want to walk on it, play with it. That being said, from a profit standpoint, we actually sell that glass for $130 a ton. Okay, we buy the 89s for like $30 a ton. So going forward, we're going to actually sell the glass. We're going to sell it for landscaping type. We're not going to use it just from a profit standpoint. We're going to use it as, rather than sell it and use the 89s. Another thing that we've got going that I've run into, stumbled into, down at Deep Town Boat Ramp, we're adding an 8x50 extension onto the boat ramp. It's sitting in shallow water from the lake down. The lake levels are down. Guys are having troubles that fish the Winter Trail bass tournaments. They're having troubles having areas to dock their boat. So we're adding that extension on. That's a pretty long process. It's ready to go. We're waiting on the permits and stuff through TVA to finalize up that to be able to install that. Hopefully we can get that resolved and get that in so we can have it before the water level comes back up. I'm going to touch on Park and Rec. We've looking at doing a lot of things through Park and Rec for the kids, and I want to promote more stuff. I think most of y'all probably read it in the paper. I want to promote, try to get some stuff going for the big kids again. Up league softball, basketball, different things. I want to touch. Like to get more stuff going on for our parks, and I've got some info here that I'm going to ask Miss Susan here from our rec department over here. She's got some info on to her to share with you as far as what we've come up with in our rec season and for our kids to help out there in that area. But going forward, if you have any questions, feel free to call me. I'll be glad to answer any question I can. I look forward to serving and working with Union County.
Ms. Susan, if you want to come up.
Forgot now the microphone was part of this. I'm Susan Stallcup. So we had the current administration gave us the opportunity to bid uniforms. That's huge in Park and Rec. The numbers I'm going to give you, they're based on last year's, because we're in registration right now, so I couldn't give you this year's numbers. So I based it on last year's athletes. But statistically, we grow every year, so when I give you these numbers, they'll probably be larger this year. By bidding the numbers, baseball and softball were projected to be able to at least reduce the uniform cost $13,509.75. A couple of examples so everyone understands it. Currently, we're in basketball. Our fee for basketball is $65. Their uniform that they're wearing is $93. Now, that's for the reversible. We have 166 kids in that. The smaller kids don't wear those. So that's $28 over their registration fee. So this year, we were saying next year, those kids, their parents would be paying $100. So this administration has stopped that, and we are thankful for that at the rec department. The baseball and softball, their registration is $80, but we'll look at the quotes. We were projected to have to raise it to $100 because quote 1 for T-ball was $78.50, quote 2, $57.50. Softball, quote 1, $105.25, and I'm sorry, that fee was $110. The quote 2, $70. Baseball, and this is per athlete for just the uniform. Baseball per athlete, $104. The second quote, $67. Without bidding uniforms, we're not getting the best for our kids. And we're not changing quality, it's the same quality. Anyone that plays athletics, we do have a high standard of uniform. Our kids will still have a high standard of uniform. Then for football, we're already working on football. Our football numbers were projected to be over $200 this year. We're already working on keeping that down. So with the current administration, we're already cutting the cost, and for that, we're thankful. We're thankful for the taxpayers won't be fitting that bill for most of all our rec parents and the kids. We want every kid to be able to play rec sports, to be able to afford it, and that's why we're thankful to Commissioner Collins and Mr. Hughes to continue that.
Thank you, Susan. Commissioner comments. I will be doing a review of all board appointments and will determine in the coming months some of these board appointments. In 2 weeks or so I've been in here, I mean, it's just overwhelming of what's going on, you know. We got a report the other day that there's 388 culverts, I believe.
988.
309.
No, 988.
988 culverts at level 3 that has got to be worked on.
Wow.
Now this is a lot of culverts.
20%.
20% of the culverts in the county is at level 3. We got a bridge in Sussex that needs immediate attention. I'm not bashing the current administration, but you know our infrastructure is dwindling down. We've got roads. We got I think 2 mile, over 2 mile road up in Town Creek School Road is going to be paved. 2 mile, 2 point something on that Caldwell Road. 2 mile over gas station. And who knows all, you know, that's a priority right now. And the things that I can't discuss all of them right now because we're just turning the rocks over, you know, seeing what's under them. I mean, I believe we're going to be able to really cut a lot of wasteful spending when we get all this done. So I encourage y'all to come to our next meeting. We'll have more information on this other stuff, that the stuff we're finding out now that we can save money on. Our manager, Tony Hughes, is doing a great job. He's wide open. We got the best staff in the United States, in my opinion. I could not have come into this job without this staff right over here, and I think they need a big hand for what they do. So at this time, we'll take questions. Oh, I got to adjourn first. So I adjourn the meeting. Now we can take questions. Thank you, Mr. Murphy. Maybe I'll get that on this, you know. But so, any questions? Yes, ma'am.
I have a statement. I just want to say that I'm really happy to be here today for this historic occasion, and if you need anything from us, feel free to ask us, the people.
Anyone else?
What historic occasion and who is us?
We, the people, and the historic occasion is the first time we've had a new commissioner in decades. That's a pretty big deal.
Okay.
Can you repeat the question before you answer?
Yeah, what she say?
A microphone.
She made a statement. She wasn't asking a question.
Oh, okay, well, we can hear it back here.
Anyone else? I can't believe you know that. Ma'am?
We currently live in a fire protection 10 area. Just wondering what the plans are to get us to a 6 that's in the Vogel State Park, Hilton Creek area.
Okay, so
I'd really like to talk to you at the office so we can get your address and really get down to that. So is your insurance company is the one that's telling you that you are a 10? So there are some areas in the county that are 10s because of the new rules that ISO put into place about 10 years ago. And we've been working on that. One of the biggest things that we have done is Station 13, which probably doesn't affect you, but it's a slow process to get all those things done. There are things that we can do for you, some avenues for that, for your insurance company that we can talk about. So if you'll get with me after the meeting, we can get together and fix that up. And if anybody has any other issues with ISO or the insurance company doing this, I'm not downing the insurance companies, but they're kind of figuring out that they can hunt these places down and get down real technical and try to squeeze a little bit more money out of people. So we're looking into that. We get calls about it all the time, so we'll be glad to help you at the office anytime if you'll get with
me. I'd like to report another question. I'd like to say that our new 911 system is been approved and we're going to have a new 911 system in the near future. So I signed the papers off on that and we got some grants for it and Splosh. So we're going to have a new 911. Where they're at now in the old nursing home hospital over there, conditions has been bad for years. So it's going to be, I believe, located at fire station number 1 and where the new 911 center is. So that's in the works right now. So any more questions? Yes, sir.
Would you be receptive to meeting privately on trying to minimize the free reign that some of the developers have in our communities? Seem like we're at their mercy of what they do and what they don't do. It seems like quite unfair to homeowners in the area in the county.
Commissioner's always open at any time to call and make an appointment, and you're welcome to come and discuss whatever you want to.
I would love that, as well as some of the short-term rentals. I'd like to discuss that with you as well, so I'll give you a call.
Make an appointment, everyone's welcome, it's a committee's office. Make it appointment. Anyone else?
This one's for our fire chief. Do we have any plans that in the case of a major forest fire, do we have any plans in place that will help that everyone will come together and knock out whatever fire that may burst out in our area?
Yeah, and today we presented the LDOP, the Local Emergency Operation Plan, was commissioner approved, and that's the very first one. And then we have what's called annexes from that plan. That's the sort of the skeleton is what I call it. And then you have plans that branch off of that, and one of them is a wildfire plan. So we have all kinds of avenues to fight any kind of wildfires in here, but it is a dangerous thing in this community. We see all the stuff in Los Angeles. Everybody's like, well, that can happen out there. It always happens out west. It can happen here too. If anybody can remember Gatlinburg in 2016, we get the right conditions, it can happen. So we're always worried about that. There's several things fire-wise and stuff like that that we could talk about, but I'd be glad to talk to you about it sometime too. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I know you talked about cutting programs or things in the community that are not moneymakers, and I'm sure that the cannery is not one of those as far as being a moneymaker. Do you have plans to change anything at the cannery?
At the cannery? No. Farmers market, we're gonna look at all the rules and regulations. Some of them may be changed, but no, we're not changing, we're not doing nothing with the cannery farm.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
What are your plans or expectations for county support and funding of the Historical Society, please?
Like it's always been.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good deal. Thank you.
Anyone else?
I actually have a question for Sheriff Dyer. Can you tell us what is the protocol for when it snows and people that live up steep roads, and as far as like if you can't get your car up the road and you were to leave your car at the end of the road, what is the protocol for Are we allowed to do that, or what is?
A lot of people do that. If they live on a steep hill, they will park their car at the bottom of their driveway. What we ask it not be in the road and it not be blocking where emergency personnel can get by that car. As long as it's in a safe location, it's off the road and it's not blocking an ambulance or a fire truck or us getting to help somebody else, and then during that time, it should be okay.
So if it's on not a major road, but like if it was a side road and you were to park your car at the end of the hill because you can't get up the hill, you're not in any danger of being towed?
We try our best not to tow those, as long as, like I said, as long as that vehicle is not blocking emergency traffic to someone else, or or blocking the road where people can't get by it or safely, then no, we don't tow them during bad weather.
Okay, I would like to make an appointment to come to your office and talk about something that happened then.
Very good.
Okay, thank you.
Can I add something to that answer? I don't mean to step on the sheriff's toes, but just as the county attorney, while the sheriff may not tow you, if you're parked on someone else's property, they may call the tow truck for you.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I didn't want anyone to say, "Hey, Sheriff Dyer said my truck can't be towed." If you parked on someone else's property, maybe knock on their door and say, "Hey, I can't get up there. I'm parked on the side of your road. I'm out of the road." But that's just out. I just wanted that down so nobody thought, "Hey, we have free carte blanche to park wherever we want to."
Anyone else?
She had her hand up.
Yes, I'd like to ask you to take into consideration freezing the budget for the first year until you've gotten a handle as to how the community runs.
Will you repeat that now?
I'd like to ask you to consider freezing the budget for the next year until you have a handle. You're new to this, until you have a better handle as to how the community runs.
I'm freezing, but I don't think you can freeze it. That would be a legal question. But we are looking at the budget. We are, we're going to a zero-based budget is what we're going to. So where everything will have to be accountable and show, but as far as freezing the 2025 budget, we can't do that. But at the end of the year, if I am not wrong, we're gonna have enough cutbacks that you will see that budget will not be as high as it has been presented. Well, we're done seeing that.
Mr. Collins, may I add something to that?
You can.
Just to add to that, the term freezing, the budget is based off of projections. So to say it has to be like this, well, you might not get in that projected revenue, or you might get in unprojected expenses. I understand the nature of your question, but the term freezing, that's why you can't say this is what it's going to be and no penny different, because it's a projected budget.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you give me a reason why some of the plow trucks are not going up private roads? What is the benefit of living on a private road when the road I live on, we still have people that can't get out? And we've called the department, the road department, and they say we don't do private roads. So we got people that can't get up or get down. So what is the benefit of living on a private road when we don't have the services that would help us out when needed?
I'll use our manager there to talk to you about.
As most of you probably know, Union County has got 500.
Can't hear you.
As most of you know, Union County's got 570-something miles of county roads. It's hard with the amount of equipment that we have with the road department. It's hard to cover all of our county roads, okay? And they have never in the past done private roads. That's your choice when you've got a private road. that's, I kind of look at things a little different, I guess. If you've got a private road, that pretty much tells me you don't want other people on it.
That's right.
So that's why they call it private. So if we come in and scrape a road, you know, or treat a private road, to me, that's not private anymore. You've let the county folks come in and work. There's liabilities to it as well. You know, if you go in on a private road, plow truck runs out, tear something up, the county's liable for it. Here again, I'm just getting into this. I've been into it 2 weeks. You know, that's just the nature of living on a private street.
Right, and a lot of the communities around where I'm at, some of the roads, Lakeside Village, you know, it's 55 plus, and that's a private road, and people were stranded up there for days. I was running my Jeep back and forth, picking up groceries for people, and over off of Jim's Road and stuff like that, where there are ways to get up there with a vehicle, even a smaller pickup truck with a plow on the front. I don't think anybody from Lakeside or where I'm at would be opposed to you guys coming over, or do you have another route that we can take? Like, does the county offer free salt for the people that can go out there and put salt on the roads? We don't know that. We haven't been informed of anything like that. So some of the areas that these private roads are on, or people live on these private roads, are elderly. So it can't get in and out.
I'd ask you all to be respectful for the ones asking the question and one answering the question, you know, so we all can hear, if you would, please.
Am I going to tell you that our road department will never go on a private road? Absolutely not. If there's an emergency situation, and we actually had one last weekend, if we really need to get a fire truck in, or we really need to get an ambulance in, absolutely, we will help in that situation. That being said, there's a lot of private contractors around that spread salt. You know, all I can do is ask you to reach out to them. We had several come in and got salt, and we're charging the price of what the county's actually paying for the salt. We're not charging no upgrade, you know, no up cost on the salt. So, you know, there's no way. I mean, there's no way that the county's going to come in and scrape a private road or salt a private road or whatever, unless it is in a dire need in an emergency situation to get these other folks into you.
Do you have any plans to privatize the golf course?
Not at this moment. I believe our revenue department is eight departments. What my plan is to break every one of them into single departments, so we can see making money, breaking even, losing money, and then we'll evaluate that from there on. But at no time we said, you know, it may come to that, but the word is right now, the golf course is making money. If you got to figure the salaries though. I mean, it's not making money with the labor cost, but it is a good revenue for the county. The figures I have seen so far, and I plan on having monthly figures when we get all this straightened out, so you can see what each department is either making, losing, breaking even, and that's so the people will be informed. Yes, sir. Back to that.
I've had a lot of hearsay back and forth about a 10% impact fee on housing. Is there any truth to that?
Not a 10% fee. I have been rather thinking of some percent, and it's just thought right now. You know, that would be put before y'all at town hall meetings, before anything. You know, I would want the input, but no, nothing had been just talked about. So. That lady back there.
Can you tell me the cost that the county pays for a ton of salt? Do we know how much that is? Because people might be interested if we knew how much it was. We know how much recycled glass is.
Tommy here. Tommy, you're asking.
I'm right here.
130?
It's $130 a ton, but that's our 50/50 mix. It also fluctuates.
Yeah, the $130 fluctuates up and down, so it's, you know, it depends on where we have to get it
Right now,
from.
that's where we're at.
Yeah.
So salt's at like market value, like it goes up and down every day, is that what I'm understanding? Okay, all right, thank you.
You know, we might have to pull it from Tennessee or Florida or wherever it comes from, the rate, you know, so it's fluctuating the price. So, yeah.
I just want to express some concern over the current state of the roads that we have. And I'm not bashing the road department at all, because I know a lot of them, and I think they do a great job. But we have had, you know, I'm a parent as well, and we have had, this is going on a week out of school. And I'm a former educator too. And so that concerns my heart a lot, that our kids have been out of school this long, because there's a lot of very fortunate people in our county, but there's also a lot of very unfortunate children that are in our county. And it needs to be a priority for our county government to make sure these roads are cleared so that our kids can get to school, one, to get their education, but really, there's a lot of kids that go to school to eat. And if they're at home and nothing, they can't leave, there's no food there. And so that really concerns me. I'm also concerned when I hear that there is salt being sold to subdivisions when there's not even been any salt put on my road. And I just don't understand that. We've got there's 28 bus routes in the county, and 24 of them cannot run.
Do you live on County Road?
I do.
Okay. Well, let us know what name of that road is, and we'll check into that.
It's Pleasant Grove.
Pleasant Grove.
Road. And, you know, I know that in the past, the county has utilized, you know, companies within the county to help scrape those roads. Did that happen this time?
You can't scrape ice. You can fight it. It's a losing battle. I mean, you can.
When it
You
starts
can
to
install
melt,
it, but if you don't get the sun to activate it, and then you've got temperatures that are going from 35 degrees to 18 overnight, what's thawing, it refreezes, so it's hot. If it's snow, I can promise.
Why was the salt sold to subdivisions? Why
It
was
was
it
very
not put
little.
on
I
our
mean,
county road?
I'm talking less than 10 ton total.
We didn't run out of salt, we were running low, so we still had plenty of salt to salt the road, but, you know, our road department was doing an excellent job. They come by my road at midnight, and somebody said they come by theirs at 3 o'clock in the morning. We was working 24 hours a day. But when, like he said, when you got ice on top of snow,
And I know in the past too, they've made like a couple of passes. They may come by the first time, and then if it is ice, then they come back again and try to get it scraped off as it starts to thaw. And that's not happened on our road at all this time. So I just want to, mainly my concern is for our kids to be in school.
public experience when I was going to school, 6 inches of snow didn't stop the buses, or maybe even mud didn't stop them, you know, we went. Now, have the buses changed? No, not really. Has the driver changed? Maybe so. Has the protocol changed? I'm sure. Because everybody wants to be safety, but, you know, that's just the sign of the times again. Yes, sir, I think you're making.
Icy road with kids.
Yeah, that's
do we
fine.
have
Saving
a-
money is not the priority. Public safety and the safety of these gentlemen that are out there working is far more important than saving a few dollars. That's our opinion on it. You need to think about saving money, but you gotta do it realistically.
I mean, 8 plows, you had in the road department, 8 plows are running 24/7.
Well, our road was not cleared, and it has been in the past.
And it's not
a
about the
public
road department. The road department's doing an excellent job. That's not the problem. Those guys go out there and do a hard job. But at the same time, you were talking about the buses. I'm a bus driver, been a bus driver for 30 years. I'm not putting 70 kids in my bus and going on a road that's icy. A bus goes off the road, and then all these people right here is gonna be on my butt. And we're trying to save money, and we're selling salt to people that, they live on a private subdivision, God bless them, that's good,
That's
but
their
they
HOA's
own that road, we don't. We need that salt for our roads and our kids.
And that's.
They have
where we sit.
HOAs and they pay HOA fees, and that's their HOA's responsibility, not the county's.
If we had run out of salt and Youngstown had none, if we hadn't had none of the county roads, I could see your argument, but we didn't run out of salt. We was utilizing every vehicle we had that spread salt. Now, then they got to your road or somebody's road, and then I got to it 4 times like it does. You know, we just got so many crates and salt.
Well, that's again why we should utilize our Caldwell or Colditz or whatever that's got scrape trucks and scrape machines that can go out there and scrape the roads, at least get it opened up where the salt will actually work. And I understand, Mr. Hughes, that it's gonna freeze over again, but the more we get off there, the less days we're gonna be out of school.
Exactly.
So that's what's important. We gotta get it, we can't just let it pile up, and that's what it did. It just piled up, and it wasn't scraped. That salt's not gonna do a bit of good, not a bit of good, until you get down to the road. Then you can do what you need to do.
It ain't gonna do no good if the sun comes out.
Yep.
We didn't have sun for 2 days after the snow. You got to have sunshine, no matter what the temp is, you got to have sunshine to adequate all that.
I understand. I'm not arguing with it. I'm just saying we're concerned as parents and as bus drivers. You know, I don't want these people to think that the bus drivers are just, yay, we don't have to go to school today. Because we're just like Miss Donaldson over there. The kids are very important to us. We've got kids out there that's not eating. We don't know if they got heat in their house. Some got different kind of problems, and they're not coming to school. We can't put eyes on them. And that's a very big concern for us at the Union County Schools.
I've got kids too, I know how
Yep.
you do it. But our road department, we're doing all they can do with what we have to do with it.
I have a question. As a resident of HOA, I understand exactly, you know, where your concerns are for the salt and the sand to be on public areas. My question really is, for people who are in an HOA subdivision, where do we go, or where should we go to purchase salt, sand? And I know something like this doesn't happen every year, but we should take in account this year and just make sure that we're prepared every year whether it happens or not. Where subdivisions, really I'm thinking, should start having their own little supplies within the subdivision to take care of their things. Because we had to get someone today to come and clean our road off because it just wasn't melting fast enough. So, as someone who lives in an HOA, what could you recommend, if not today, but in the future, for people like us to go and purchase these items that we will need on our private roads?
I think Home Depot, Tractor Supply, probably down at ATVA Hardware. Probably hardware, probably sales. I know a lot of calls come in, they all sold out, so, you know, as soon as it comes back in, prepare, you know, go down there and buy a few bags, put it up, whatever you have to do. I think there's a few local, maybe contractors or people that got spreaders in this county. You know, talk to them, see if they would come out and solve your, you know, private drive. You know, in the future, maybe get with them, you know, in October, November, in case this happens, get them lined up, get their numbers, get them on your list, you can call, you know, just be prepared.
Like the gentleman had talked earlier about a subdivision with elderly people, and maybe this is just the first time they've really gone through something like this. Because I've been here since 2017, and this is the first time we really had some issues with our snow and our roads. If someone within a community like that and they're elderly, and I know it's a private road, is there some type of website you could set up where they can call for help? Not necessarily come and clean their road, but at least know if they're stuck in a home that they can't get out.
You call 911.
Besides 911, I'm sorry, sir. I'm just talking about, like, for example,
If you're stuck, you can call 911 and the right personnel will get out.
yeah, like I said, that would probably be it, right? Okay. Thank you.
If they can get up the road.
If they can get up the road.
Yeah, trucks can.
You mentioned the cannery and the Historical Society would still have their full funding. What do you anticipate are the programs and amenities that will see cuts? What are you looking at for things like that?
Any program that has got wasteful spending.
I mean, are you talking about like our parks and things like that, or are you just talking about, downsizing the budget? Are we still going to have the things that we moved here for, that kind of thing?
We're not going to cut nothing over our safety, that's priority, our safety, fire department safety, the sheriff department, they know what they've got to have to run a sheriff department for our public safety. Let's just take, Meat Park, for instance. We, learned yesterday that, back in October or November, there was a lease agreement was signed for one lawnmower, one sprayer, and one aerator for $72,000 a year for a 4-year period.
$6,000 a month.
That's $6,000 a month for a lease for 3 items. All right. That's $72,000 a year for a 4-year lease. That's over $300,000. But we can buy. This administration is canceling that contract. We can buy a mower and aerator instead of probably less than $50,000. So that's how our service won't be cut to the park, but the fat spending will. So that's how we want to say no. We're not gonna say no. Anyone else? Yes, sir.
The Sheriff's Department, do we have a constitutional sheriff?
We do.
Good.
Absolutely.
We have an outstanding sheriff's department. They do a good job. Like our new sheriff will, not saying our old sheriff didn't do a good job, but our new sheriff will do a good job too. Anyone else?
Sheriff's office is not a sheriff's department.
Okay.
Officers.
Excuse me on that right there.
So, we won't be abolishing the sheriff's office. Yeah, okay.
Anyone else? No one else?
You got done at about 7 o'clock. I can't believe that.
Before we all go, I want to thank you all for coming. You're welcome to any meeting. My office door is always open up there. Get us a little paper. Get to it. Thank y'all for coming.